You know, before I get into the meat of this video, there's a few things that I need to say up front that will, of course, serve as the intro to this masterpiece. And of course, you have seen the title. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have seen this video of this black woman who made an Instagram post bashing her own daughters. And after giving her diatribe of their apparent failures, this mother proceeds to go and record them. The video been all over social media. And there's a sister here who done a video. And she was talking about, she was playing the mother's video and she was giving her commentary. And I seen her video. And I got to respond to it. Y'all know me, I don't do response videos. So I got to respond, and the female in question is one Tanya TKO. Now I'm gonna take her video, not all of it, because it was an hour long. I'm gonna get, actually what I did is I recorded up until the point where the mother starts recording her daughters. Because personally, I think that's where Tanya should have cut it off. I don't think that she should have shown. I mean, we know the videos out there on social media don't pile on. So when she goes and starts recording her daughters, excuse me, that's where I cut my, that's where I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to give you my commentary. We getting a sip of that early. But you know what it is, second nature like breathing. I'm gonna share with y'all the woman's video. I'm gonna talk about it here. Of course, I'm gonna give you the politically correct version here. And I'm going to show you her video, if you haven't already seen it. I'm gonna share with you the video of the mother and what she had to say about her daughters. And then I'm gonna give you my commentary, my straight, unedited, unscripted commentary. You know what it is, second nature like breathing. Send me an email, I'll send you the link. But let me say this. And it's amazing to me. It never ceases to amaze me. I mean, I've reached the point in my life where I've pretty much written off 90 to 95% of black people. And this starts with my own family. So I'm not a hypocrite, I'm not prejudiced. Many Negroes in my own family would be candidates if it was left up to me. In my perfect world, if whatever God you believe in just gave me the mantle and said, here, you correct it, get rid of whoever you want to get rid of, I would start with my own family, and I'm telling you, 85 to 90% of them will be gone. And the reason why I have that philosophy is because I know, and I told y'all this in other videos, it's pretty much over for the black race. We're not coming out of this, y'all. We're just not. I mean, I'm gonna keep hammering this point to y'all because y'all want to believe that if y'all, if we get our own schools, if we teach our own history, if we recreate Black Wall Street, and y'all believe all of this crap is going to correct the downwards spiral of the Negro. And I'm here to tell y'all, it's too late. You know what the black race is like? Here's another analogy. And since football, we know that, hey, we start next Thursday, the 6-time Super Bowl champs kick off preseason against the Dallas Cowgirls. And I know preseason means nothing. I mean, the only thing I'm concerned about is just that we come out of preseason healthy. But they start next Thursday at the Hall of Fame Classic. So I'm going to give y'all a football analogy where the black race is. The black race is like a football team who's behind on the scoreboard. The other team has the ball. The clock is ticking, and we don't have any more timeouts. You know, at the end of the game, when they get in that victory formation where the quarterback just snaps the ball and takes a knee just to keep the clock running because the other team can't stop the clock. So essentially the game is over, but technically we have to let this clock run out. So they just sit there, they get in their victory formation, he snaps the ball, takes a knee, and the clock just keeps ticking. That's where the black race is. We have no more timeouts. We don't have the ball. And the other team is just taking a knee. It's over, y'all. It's over. And the reason why we're at this point is because one of the major institutions that you have to have a viable community was destroyed. It was destroyed, man. And I hear all of this commentary, all of this talk, because it makes money to talk about black people because black people are so dysfunctional. So it serves for good commentary to talk about this. There's some people who built their channels on nothing but the dysfunction of this Negro. It's a cottage industry. So you have all the commentary discussing the dysfunction of the Afro-American Negro, talking about his demise, discussing his decline. But nobody wants to deal with the root cause as to why the black race finds itself in the hole that it does. And it starts with the destruction of that institution. And what institution am I talking about? I'm talking about the black family. Nobody wants to address it. Nobody wants to place the nail on the head and address what really happened to the black family. The Hotep back to Africa, red, black, and green, as we know, they're willing to go to slavery. Slavery destroyed the black family. Jim Crow destroyed the black family. Legalized segregation destroyed the black family. They're willing to go, Martians came down from out of space and they disrupted the black. They're willing to go to any length. The X-Files would have to come in and investigate as far as these Negroes are concerned before they would actually put the nail on the head as to who is responsible for the destruction of that black family. And this is tough, y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear it. I know y'all don't like it. But you just can't get around it. The demise of the black family began with decisions that y'all's mothers made. This is historical fact, not talking point, fact. They don't want to deal with it. We know why, right? We know why they don't want to. You can't call this black woman out, man. You can't, I'm going to deal with the dear mama syndrome later, but you can't call her out, man. You can't criticize her. You got Negroes who are so afraid to criticize this black woman. Can't critique her. She's perfect. And that's a great segue, I guess, that takes us into the Tanya TKO video of the mother. Again, a woman who can't be, now Tanya criticized it, which I find to be kind of comical. I'm going to deal with that in a minute. But you can't criticize the black woman. And to let you know that the black woman is so devoid, and she really believes this, she is suffering from this dear mama syndrome. It's derived from that coon Tupac. Y'all remember that song, Dear Mama? And there's a statement, or there's a phrase, or in the song where he's singing, he's rapping rather, and he says, even as a crack fiend, mama, you still a black queen, mama. Now you have to allow the imagery of what you know of a crackhead or a crack fiend. We've all seen them. Some of y'all have them in your family. Some of y'all are the crack fiend. And so we know that a crack fiend, just like any other fiend, be it a, alcoholic, somebody who pops pills, whatever that addiction is, they will go to any length to satisfy that addiction. So if somebody comes up to a crack fiend and tells her, listen, I got a piece of crack rock, I want you to do A, B, or C, fill in the blank, she's going to do it for that crack rock. I want you to take this bat and go over there and hit it. They will do it for that crack rock. They're a fiend. So when we know the imagery of what a fiend is willing to do, the length that a fiend is willing to go to for that crack rock, but yet and still, regardless to all of that, you still a queen, mama. Because you can't criticize this. This black woman knows no wrong. She knows no wrong. She is perfect. And that's the reason why when you look at that Tanya TKO video, and the black woman is talking about her daughters, and she's calling her daughters bitches and hoes. She's calling her daughters, trifling, saying they don't know how to clean their own vagina. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching Tanya's video, and I'm chuckling to myself, not at what the woman is saying, because that's sad. It was hard to watch. Thus you see the title of the video. It was hard to watch. But yet and still, I'm chuckling because I'm like, this woman is so dumb. She is so devoid. She is so inculcated with this dear mama syndrome that this black woman don't understand. Mama, you're talking about your daughters, and you're talking about them in abstract as if somebody else is responsible for their behavior. Mama, if your daughters are whores, as you call them, bitches and hoes, they don't know how to wash their own ass, as she said. If this is true about your preteen daughters, then mama, their condition is a direct reflection of you. How do you make a video, mama? How do you sit and record an Instagram video talking about the conditions of your preteen daughters? They nasty, they hoes, they bitches, they don't know how to wash their own ass, they trifling. You have custody of them, right? They're in your home, right? You are the legal guardian, right? You're their mother, right? So at what point do you not understand, woman, you're not embarrassing them, you're embarrassing yourself. This dear mama syndrome have this woman believing that the conditions of her daughters is not her fault. She actually believes that somebody else is to blame. She's destroyed. Now listen, y'all. That's what you call child abuse. So, listen, if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to show you. I snatched Tanya's video. I'm going to play her because there's some things she said that I want a piece of in the whole too. But I'm definitely going to deal with that mama unedited, unscripted. We're going to have to deal with her in the whole. But y'all know what it is. Second nature, like breathing. Send me email, send you the link. And again, let me say this, a shameless plug for the support of the Rabbit Hole production. This is why you got to support it. See, I'm not just bumping my gums. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll set it in your lap and show you this. This is what I'm talking about right here. I mean, this woman is talking about her daughters. Now, if her daughters were 30, 40 years old, I would still have a problem with it because that woman, that's your child. But most certainly preteen, these girls look like they weren't even 16 years old. And then when she goes upstairs into their room and start recording them, that was too much for me. I couldn't watch that. I mean, you're literally destroying them. Because now what's going to happen this next school year? They're going to be teased to death. They're going to be the butt of everybody's jokes. They're going to be constantly getting in trouble in school, getting in fights in school, which you're going to record more videos, which is probably what you want to do. That's why Child Protective Services need to go on and just take them kids out that house. Take them out. Listen, get them kids away from that mother. She's going to destroy them. And then you have Tanya, who, this you know, these Negroes, man, I'm telling you, let me sip on this. I don't want to slip up. You know, Tanya says in her video, well, you know, and we know how Tanya is, man. She's so melodramatic, you know. And the Oscar goes to. I mean, so we know how she is and how she's gonna play this thing. So she sits there in her video, and she says, well, you know, black women coddle their sons and try to destroy their daughters. Stop right there. Stop right there. See this? I'm gonna tiptoe, but I'm gonna get this in the hole. Listen, Tanya, you know, oh man, I wish this was a rabbit hole. Listen, Tanya, let me tell you something. Let me converse with you for a minute. Let me ask you a question, Tanya. Did Trayvon Martin's mother coddle him? Because Trayvon Martin's mom kicked him out the house. I mean, when she kicked him out, the fatal time he goes to stay with the dad. Yeah, he's going to stay with the dad. The dad's living with the girlfriend. We know how that story ended. But there were numerous times that Trayvon Martin's mom kicked him out the house. She couldn't control the boy. She couldn't handle the boy. He wasn't listening to her. So finally, she just said, get out my house. Get out. Threw him to the streets. Now, is that coddling? Is that your definition of coddling? I mean, because it's odd to me that the black woman will sit back and regurgitate these talking points and this propaganda, because that's what this is. No, the black woman did not coddle her sons. The black woman destroyed her sons. And see, the odd thing about you, Tanya, is that you make videos complaining about the failure. Not just you, but all of these women. There is a cottage industry on YouTube that YouTube have allowed to flourish, and we know why. I mean, come on, stop. These sisters do nothing but make videos all day, every day about black men. And then what they did is they tried to get slick because they think y'all dumb. A lot of y'all are, but that's subject for another video. They think y'all dumb. So what they did is they will flip it. So they go into the celebrity lane and talk about these dysfunctional celebrities. They wearing dresses at the Grammys. They're dating men. They have open marriage. All this stuff that we see in Hollywood. And they will pluck one of these Negroes when he's embroiled in some kind of controversy, and they will talk about his dysfunction. But by the time that video has ended, they have taken that one man's dysfunction and then painted the entire collective of black men with it. That's all they do is talk about the failure of black men. And when we say failure, we're talking about their dysfunctional behavior. But much of that dysfunctional behavior, they learned from who? The woman that reared them. This is why it's so odd to me to hear you, Tanya, say that black women coddle their sons. No, we see the residual effects of her failure. I deal with it when they send me emails. And not just me, there's other brothers that I've talked to, content creators, who experience the same thing from these Negroes. These black men think like her, they reason like her, they problem solve like her, they view other black men through her eyes. No, she does not coddle her sons. She has destroyed her sons. And you are one of the content creators who make content off of her failure. This is mind-boggling to me. And I've told y'all, listen, we know, we got it, man. We see it. I deal with it every day. That's the reason why I wear the dark Ray-Bans. I told y'all, people think, man, why you always got on them shades? Nigga, you think you cool. No, it ain't pop cool, man. It's not. It's really not, man. It's not. And I can remember when I went and had my eye exam, it was a black female. And I remember when because the way they make the glasses, sunglasses, some of y'all probably noticed, there's a solution that they soak them in. And the longer they soak them in that solution, the darker they get. So I have my eye exam, they put the prescription in the glasses, they come back, they fit, and they try them on. And I told the black woman, listen, this ain't dark enough. And she's looking like, yo, no, you got to take these back. This is not dark enough. So she goes and she soaks them some more. The next day I come back and they're still not dark enough. So this was like on a Friday. So she said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We will soak them over the weekend. I'll leave it in the solution over the weekend. You come back Monday and get them. I come back Monday. They're dark. They're still not as dark as I want them. I want them darker than that. And finally, I guess after all that, she asked me, what's up? Why do they have to be so dark? Listen, I'm going to tell you why they have to be so dark. You got these effeminate, catty, melodramatic, milquetoast, swinging from both sides of the plate, black men who stare at me more than you do. I look up, a nigga look at me right in my eyes, trying to make eye contact. Man, look, you can't see you don't know what I'm looking at. That's why I do it. But his behavior is a direct representation from who? His mama. No man does that. No man wants another man's attention. If I know you, that's cool. If I think we went to school together, I thought you was somebody else, we keep it moving. But to constantly sit there and stare, the rubberneck, breaking your neck to look. You remember that scene in the movie Waiting to Exhale where the heifer, she goes over and meet the guy and she invites him to dinner. And she walks away and she's wondering, I know he's looking at me walking away. He's looking at that ass. So she looks back and he's looking. But that's what a man is supposed to do, right? I mean, if a sister walked past me and she got on a skirt and heels, nice hips, okay, she looks back up, she may catch me looking. But you're a woman. I'm a man. I shouldn't catch no dude looking at me like that. That's problematic. But these dudes, I'm telling you, they are like their mother. So it's kind of odd to me, man, that you got these sisters who want to say, well, wait a minute. they coddle their son. No, they don't. No, she destroyed her sons. She destroyed her son when she told the world, I can make a man out of him. When y'all's mother made that proclamation, she did two things. She began the process of destroying his masculinity, and she planted a seed for Blackistan. Those was two things she did. And there could be others if I sit back and think about it, but that's what I come off at the top of my head. Two things that y'all's mother did when she told the world, I don't need a man. I can rear my son into men by myself. She planted the seed for Blackistan, and she began the attack on his masculinity. And today in 2021, we see the residual effects of her failure. The chickens have come home to roost. So how the hell are you going to say, Tanya, that these black women coddle their sons and try to destroy their daughters? That's asinine. No, she destroyed her sons, and now we see apparently she's destroying her daughters. Because what that woman did to those two girls, again, the title of the video, that's painful. That's painful to watch. Especially when you take into consideration, Mama, these are your daughters. These are your daughters. Okay, I like that. I ain't got no problem with that. Actually, that's a good thing there. Let me look at that again. Y'all gonna have to wait. Let me see. Okay, no, it ain't what I thought. Okay, well, I'll still take it. But where was I at? Oh, the process with her daughters. You know, this is what she's done to her daughters. I mean, it's amazing to me that this woman is so devoid of any responsibility. She doesn't think she's responsible. It's your job, Mama. See, listen. This is the reason why you potty train a child, a toddler, an infant. Why? Because the infant doesn't understand that I got to go to the bathroom, I got to sit on the toilet, or I got to stand up, depending on. Well, no, not. Let me take that back, because I told y'all a lot of these men are so screwed up. They probably squat when they take a piss. So, but we have to deal with that in the whole. But let me go back to my point. You potty train them, because if you don't potty train them, you're going to have to clean that up. My ticking to stop, y'all. I got to get my ticking back for this. I got to have my ticking back. Okay. There we go. We back. I actually shouldn't have asked that text, but back to my point. You have to, if you don't potty train them, then it's your responsibility to clean them up, because they're going to just go. You're going to have to clean them. You're going to have to clean their clothes. So this is why it's an imperative for you to teach them how to ask or how to go on their own. You teach them. This is part of being a parent. This is part of being a parent, Mama. So if your daughters don't understand, as women, as young girls, the importance of keeping themselves clean and the hygiene that they have to endure as being young women, Mama, that's your fault. That ain't nobody else's fault. That ain't the person down the street, the school teacher. That ain't the school's job. That ain't her teacher's job. If you don't teach your mama, she gonna learn it in the street. And then you're gonna be complaining, making more Instagram videos. That's your job. She's complaining that young teenagers are interested in boys. Where you been, woman? Where you been? That is the reason why the young girls need you as an example, Mama. Yes, they're going to get hot. They're going to be interested in boys. But that's the reason why you give them a shining example and teach them. That's why you have to be the role model, mother. What part of this don't you get? But because of the dear mama syndrome that nobody is willing to critique the black woman, you can't talk about a protected group. You can't call her out no matter what she does and how obvious her failure. You can't say nothing about it. And Miss Tanya TKO, even though she was criticizing that black female, she still got her dig in on the black men. Oh, you know, they coddle black men. This ain't got nothing. The black man not even in sight. This woman is going in on 2 girls. Deal with that. Why all of a sudden there's a black male in your conversation? Y'all can't stop talking about the nigga. It's your fault, mother. That's your responsibility as a mother. You are the one who, in the words of my mother, would say, you went to hell and back to give them birth, to push them out of your womb. In the whole, I would say it a completely different way. Y'all know that. But to push them out of your womb. So now they are your responsibility, woman. Ain't nobody else's fault. It's yours. Their example, as their attitude, their disposition, what they are, what they're not, as young preteen young girls, is a direct reflection on your parenting mother. You are a failure. That's what you showed us in your Instagram photo. That's the reason why Child Protective Services need to say, you know what? Let's get these kids out of this woman's possession because she's going to destroy them if she hasn't already. But you know what? Let me go on and stop and wrap this up because I'm gonna give y'all enough of the politically correct version of this because I want this in the hole. I want this in the hole, man. And if you haven't seen that mother's rant, I'm telling y'all, when you see it, it's gonna be tough to watch, especially when she goes to start filming her daughters. It's brutal. It's brutal. But this is the black woman. This is what she does. This is what she does to her children. This is how she destroyed her family. But let me stop because we're going to deal with this in the whole. So I'm going to play the video. I'm going to let y'all see it. Then I'm going to give y'all my commentary. You might want to tighten your chin strap. You know what it is, second nature like breathing. You want this weekend's version of the Rabbit Hole production, send me an email. I most certainly will get you the link. Because at the end of the day,